Hello YouTube! Today this video is going to be about how I altered this 24-inch Cabaret Sheer Morticia from What Katie Did. I didn't get this from What Katie Did themselves, I got it from a sort of market shop here in Bristol, England called Twilight Fashions. It cost me £135, but that was also with a £10 gift voucher that I got for my birthday. So if you keep watching, I will tell you 3 or 4 things about how I altered this corset, and now it doesn't dig into my size. So carry on watching and I hope you enjoy.
Right, so here we have the corset laying flat, and as you can see, if I bring this close to the camera, it has the gold label on it, and the washing instructions and the size there. You can just see that 24. So the first thing we're going to do is take the laces out. Now these laces are kind of thick, really wide, and they're single face satin, and just for some reason I just don't get along with them. So what we're going to do is just change them out for normal shoelace style laces if I can get them out. So there we have the ribbon taken out. We're just going to throw that to one side. So now we have 2 separate sides. So if I do that, that's how it looks now. The second thing I'm going to do is take the modesty panel off. Now I hate modesty panels at the best of times, but this is just, I don't really see the point of it. It's just so floppy. We're going to turn the eyelet side that way, and we're just very closely to the seams just in here, and we're just going to very carefully just snip this out. Ooh. Check in, making sure that we don't catch this bit in it. That's the modesty panel taken off, and you will have a raw edge here. It doesn't, well, it is fraying slightly. If you want to put a fray stop or even some clear nail varnish along here, that'll stop it. Or there is a very tiny seam here that you could sew along just to trap it, but I'm not going to bother. It won't bother me much, so that can be thrown to the side as well. So when I tried it on in the shop, it fit perfectly. It was such a beautiful shape that obviously I bought it. But when I got it home and started seasoning it a bit more, I found that this side here started digging into my side, and I took a look at the panels, and if you can see here on this gore here, I don't know if you can see because I've closed the windows again. So on this gore here, the waist tape is covering the very point of it, so it has something to push against when it's on, and the one in the back doesn't bother me. And then I had a look at this one. Now the gore in this one, the very point is just peeking above the waist tape, and that's what digs into me on the side. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the teeniest bit of faux fur, and we are going to just snip this corner here. Oh, that's all you have to do. Take off some of the excess. Now what you do is then you pop it in there, so it's covering the point. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very quickly, with some black thread, if I can get it out, is, see, just black thread, not that you can see it because it's black against black. Bad thing about being a goth, it's always black against black. So just tie in a knot at the end. Precision. This. There we go. And I'm going to open the curtains again. I'm sure someone's looking and think I'm doing Morse code or something with the curtains. If I bring it up to the camera a bit more, there we go. And you can just see here the fur poking out, covering the very, very top of the gore. I'm going to put it down and I'm going to sew it on, just so it covers the very top of the gore here. So I tried doing that, but it was a bit fiddly. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to sew it to the waist tape rather than the gore. Now this is slightly less accurate, but a lot easier for me. So if you stretch it out, make sure the waist tape is where it would be, and then you match up the very point of the faux fur. Just there we go. Now just, it's not very pretty, but from the other side you can't even see it, even though it is mesh, it doesn't show through at all. So when it was digging into me and I was trying to look for a pause, I looked very in depth at the actual corset. Now I probably should have done this before I actually bought the corset, but the lady put it on me and it was such a nice shape that I just instantly fell in love with it and bought it. So as I said, when this was digging into me, I actually had a closer look at the corset and I found something very, very odd. If we look on this side of the corset, I might need to turn it round. We can see the boning channels here in between the two gores, and if I feel along, I can feel something in there, a bone. So, and I can just about feel a tip of a bone. I don't know whether it's a U-tip or whether it's just been dipped in liquid plastic and set. But if I run the paper along, no, it's not going to work. But I can feel it anyway. So, they are very bendy, whatever they are, but there is definitely something in there. Now, when I came to this side, I couldn't feel anything. And I felt this channel here, and it felt like it definitely had something in there. But this one doesn't. I'm going to open up the binding on this corset, and I'm going to find out if it does actually have anything in it, and if not, what should be in there. We have to find out from this channel what is actually in there, and then we have to open up this channel to see whether there is anything in there. I'm just very carefully going to undo the binding. There we go, and just give it a little tug. Now, if you find something odd in one of your corsets, like you don't think there's a bone in there or anything, then I would suggest that you send it back to the manufacturer. Or if, like me, you are semi-competent with how corsets are put together, then feel free to do it yourself. There we have the very bottom of the channel exposed. Now it's also secured by another line of stitching because both sides of this binding are top stitched. I can see a metal tip, and I'm not sure what exactly it is attached to. So I can't pull it out. So what we're going to do is there we go. Ah, pleasant surprise. It feels very, very thin, but it is spiral boning, which is good because that means I can just put my own spiral bones into this one. If I put that one back, that's going to need a bit of surgery, that channel there, but that's fine. You can just, there we go, and it's all back to normal.
So now you've seen how I altered this corset. I have had to re-season it, obviously because I have put new bones in the back. If you are deciding to maybe alter a What Katie Did corset, either the Sheer Morticia or maybe one of the other ones, then I hope this video is useful. If you are deciding to alter a corset that isn't What Katie Did, I hope that some skills in this video have been useful and helped you to achieve the look you want. I would like to stress again that I did not get this from What Katie Did themselves, but I'm sure that if I decided to send it back to What Katie Did, they would help me in either replacing the corset or making sure the bones were replaced. But as I said earlier, I am a semi-competent seamstress and corseteer, so changing bones and relacing and taking off modesty panels isn't a big job for me. I did it within about 2 hours, so yeah. I am also going to in future be filming a video on how to take off the modesty panel from a Morticia in satin, just their plain satin, because the construction is slightly different in which seam the modesty panel is attached to. So you have that to look forward to in future. But I think for now that is everything, and I will see you later. Bye.